Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be reviewing one of Crown's gameplays on Malzahar. I think his champion is absolutely broken right now. If it's good enough to hold one of the highest win rates in the mid lane and also win you the world championship, I mean, this champion is going to get nerfed in the future. It's just inevitable. So whether you're a mid lane main, maybe you're auto-filled mid, just pick Malzahar. I know it's getting banned more often, but in more than 50% of games, I still think you can pick the Malz. It's still open and available. Just abuse it right now, guys. So today I'm going to be reviewing one of Crown's gameplays on Malz. Now, Crown is absolutely insane on Malz. He's really good, really efficient. So today I'll just run you straight through the rune page. Now, a rune that a lot of people are underrating right now is actually the unsealed Spellbook. It is really cheesy. It can work very, very well in the mid lane, especially on these lanes like Malzahar, who benefit from having an early teleport to get back to lane. But then when it comes to the mid to late game, there's really not much you can do with a teleport on Malz. You'd rather go into something like a ghost that's gonna catch you up to the enemy carries so you can get your ultimate off. So he also goes biscuit delivery. It just adds more sustain in the lane, makes Malz more annoying. Imagine getting a biscuit every 3 minutes. It's just like, god damn it, I can't get this Malz out of lane, I can't push him in, I can't do anything against him. Then you've got Futures Market. Now, Crown has a hard on for Futures Market, especially on these TP laners. You can back early and can benefit from the extra gold. You can get an extra refillable, maybe an extra control ward that definitely just add a little bit more oomph into your learning phase. You can cheese out the opponent. Then you've just got Cosmic Insight, which is it's just insanely good for Malz. You got extra CDR, Summoner Spell CDR, stuff like that. Then he heads into the Sorcery, goes for the 10% cooldown reduction, and the Scorch, just so you can get a little bit of poke off in laning phase. So without further ado, let's get straight into the gameplay. Okay, so as we head into the game, guys, I want to quickly touch on the matchup. Malzahar into Orianna. Orianna definitely wins this early on, especially pre-6. She's opted for the heal as well, so the Malzahar really does have to play passive. The Orianna can bully him, zone him around with the Q, also clear out his Voidlings. So Malzahar more so just wants to sit back, scale up until level 6, and then look for the roams and the 2v2s in the river. Orianna starts the Q. It'd be interesting to see if he goes Q or E here for the Malzahar. The E is actually surprisingly high. He goes for the Q. So the Q is actually pretty good, especially if you can hit 3 or 4 creeps and get the enemy. It's a better shoving tool than an E early on, because the E is actually surprisingly hard to shove down full health minions. You can't really get the spread as efficiently at level 1. So he opts for the Q. Right there, looking for that AoE poke and the shove, just to make sure it doesn't get shoved into lane too quickly. I still think he's probably going to get shoved in. The Orianna's early game is much better than the Malzahar with the wave control. Just bullying around with that Q. One thing to note is the junglers. You got Kha'Zix and you got Jarvan, both early game aggressive junglers that can gank, so you've really got to play around your wards and your vision. Gets shoved in, like I said. Grabs that E, getting a little bit of mana back on each of these E spreads, which is great. But the Orianna still has control. So this unsealed Spellbook, I really want to talk about it. I really want to see when he switches over to the Summoner Spell. I'm guessing it has to be a Ghost. It's always going to be better to go Ghost, I think. I don't see why you'd go any other Summoner. The Ghost is really good. Chases down. Adds a lot more versatility to Malz's playstyle in the mid to late game. Crown's happy here. He can't be ganked. He's really safe. There's no risk here. And he's still picking up the CS. He's not too far behind, so I mean, there's nothing really here for Malz to do. Your goal in Malz is hit 2 items and then just look to force fights with your ult. Either get Summoner Spells and then just lead into dragons into tower sieges. It's a pretty brain dead playstyle, I'm not gonna lie. But there is a huge difference in a good Malz and a bad Malz, so obviously watching Crown here play, hopefully you guys can improve your Malz gameplay at least, and learn how to close out games. Gets the Q spread perfectly timed. Always when you E, don't Q straight away. Just wait. Wait for the tick. I think it's 2.5 seconds, and then about 2 seconds, just throw that Q out, because there's I think a quarter second of a delay on the Q. If you get that timed perfectly, you pretty much essentially get a double E. Double the damage. He's there, making sure, always tracking the Orianna, not letting her get out of his sight and go into the jungle. They're both low here. You really don't want to back into Lost Chapter. I think Crown will have Lost Chapter after this wave shot, I believe. He's got Futures Market, so he'll definitely have it. It's just going to be... Usually, if you can get a Lost Chapter and a refillable potion and a control ward on your first back, it's just fucking god tier, but... What is he? 32 CS. I don't think he's going to have quite enough. We'll see. I don't really know the futures. I haven't used futures market too often, so I don't really know how much gold you get early. I think it's only 150 or so. Lost Chapter, 2 control wards, and a health potion. TP's back to lane. Now, Oriana's still stuck here, so he can start establishing dominance. That's the one great thing about having teleport early in this lane is... Gets the pink ward. So having a teleport, you just want to punish in. You want to TP back straight, and then you want to shove, 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 and you just want to keep track on your enemy. If you can stop Oriana's base right here, it just fucks her up so badly. Look at it. He has a sense that Oriana's there, you know? You'll notice these good mid laners always have a sense of where the enemy's backing and when they're backing. And if you can stall that, like, look how much CS. A whole wave for Oriana. Also, just want to quickly touch on that pink ward, that control ward, sorry, in the bot lane, the bot side river. So that bot side river is so much more valuable than top side river. That's definitely not equal. Mainly because of the dragon, especially because of the Leona with the Moby boots. The Leona, say if they have a Blitz, a Thresh, any of these high mobility roamers, having that bot side vision is just so good because you can see if the Leona is going to come around and flank you. With Shin Korean solo queue, holy shit, the supports try to pressure the mid lane so fucking often, it's very annoying. Level 6 gets the shove in, he has a lot of time here, so he goes for the top lane roam. Jax is very far behind. At level 6 on Malz, guys, always look to shove roam, establish control, look to get kills and objectives. E flashes. Flash, E, ult. So, always E before your ult. You get a tick. It's just like the Q. You get your E tick reset. Although there, I don't think he might have got half a tick or so. Heads back mid. Oriana has got the shove, but he's got that bot lane, that bot side control ward, so they know that the Oriana's coming, so he's just gonna hard shove. Sometimes here you see mid laners try and follow. It's really not worth it, guys. By the time he follows, he's pretty much sacrificed a lot of time, and he's really reactionary. You want to be proactive, so he's going to shove this. He could even go for mid lane damage here. One thing players underestimate is Malzahar shove. So with your E, your W, your Voidling, sorry, you just W on the tower, and they do a lot, especially because they can tank tower shots. You also see him using Q before the W just to make sure he gets the maxed out Voidlings onto the tower. It's already half health. He should be able to get the tower first if Jax... Jace... Oh, did Jace drop it? Oh, Jace dropped first tower. 45 to 19. This Jace is very far ahead. He should be playing topside here. If you play mid topside up into the red jungle, you'll be really safe. Pops that biscuit. That biscuit delivery, holy shit. It's actually really good. It's underrated. Missing health, missing mana. Playing a little bit passive here. The Oriana's playing really aggro, so he knows that Jax may be around. He can kind of feel it. E, ultimate. Jax is coming. Jax is actually really far behind. Like, Kha'Zix brings it. Kha'Zix is just so annoying to burst. So much damage on that Q. Alright, so they're just gonna shove it and he's gonna reset. Alright, so we're going to see what Crown buys. So he goes for the Lucidity Boots, guys. Lucidity Boots are perfect here. Now, if he was versing something, say they had a Leash Jungle and like a Lysandra or a Syndra mid, he would go Merc Treads. But instead, he goes for Lucidity Boots. You got the extra... Your flash is up more often, which is just so essential on the Malzahar. It's just ridiculous to have your flash. Just flash ultimate is the perfect engage. I really want to see what time he swaps out for the Ghost. And the Spellbook shoves. Kha'Zix is collapsing, but look how he's playing topside, guys. Look at this. a lot of laners there, like, they try and back up to their tower. Why back up to your tower when you've got a massive Jace who has a 50 CS lead? Pass up to the Jace. Away from the Kha'Zix. Never letting the Kha'Zix gap close. Jax should be dead. He might not be. He's pretty tanky. Jax doesn't quite drop. They know the Kha'Zix is coming through. Let's see how they play. See how he plays always towards his strongest member, which is Jace right now. It's not as though Jace has kills, but he's just very ahead. He's level 8 to level 6 Jax. Good flash by the Leona. With this Leona roaming, that is sacrificing their bot lane lead, so now the Morgana and the Kate are just pressuring in the bot side. And this is all from Crown pressuring, right? He brings the entire enemy team topside, frees up the bot lane to give a little bit of leeway. Then they come back into the game. He swaps out for the Ghost here. 10 minutes swaps out for the Ghost. Is there a 10-minute timer on it? I've actually never used it, but he swaps out for the Ghost at 10 minutes. The teleport from here on out is pretty much useless. Unless you're playing a split push style Malzahar, which you can do. But it's really not necessary here. You've got the Jace to split. You'd rather be mid-centric, just shoving, getting mid lane control. The Ghost really helps avoid ganks, engage. It's just good for everything. Blue buffs up. You probably solo this, I guess. You can drop your W over the wall. Yep. Malzahar is so great for farming. You can farm. Jungle camps are so easy to farm as well. You should always be looking for 10 CS per minute on Malz. If not 10, between 8 and 10 CS per minute is attainable every single game on Malz. Unless somehow you fuck up the early game. But you should never put yourself in a position to fuck up the early game of Malzahar, guys. You really shouldn't. You're a mid to late game scaler. So why would you risk everything on extending early and just opening yourself up to ganks and solo kills? There's just no point. Ground is happy with the shove. He's whittling. He's just slowly getting that mid lane tower down as well. Playing mid topside. Always mid topside, guys. Moves into the jungle, gets vision, gets control. Now just walk back mid, shove it. Every time that Wraith camps up, he's going to be taking it, guaranteed. He's looking for that 10 CS per minute mark. He's just off. You definitely get it. Shoves in mid, complete mid lane control. Someone has to answer him as well. And right now, at this point in the game, Malzahar's push is pretty much unmatched, especially when it comes to mana. You can just EW and it's gone. Ghost in. Goes to Kali, she's good. Can't get any more. See what he goes from here. Like, it's not as though he can shove this next the mid lane tier 2. He probably has enough for Morello. Looking for that resource, man. Looking to just take everything on the map. Base here. You might go for that red. You know what's up? Steals away the red buff from the Kalista. Now, this is huge as well. I mean, Crown has the advantage, and now he's pushing it. Like, if you look at the gold, they're only up by a little bit less than 1,000 gold, but just slowly taking away camps and stuff like this, it really does just slowly generate to a large gold lead. Especially level lead, like their XP lead is massive as well. EW, they'll probably look for the Q. Shoved in, boom. 10 CS per minute. He'll have Morello here. Now it's going to be interesting. I've seen a lot of Malzahars go Morello into Haunting Guys and then Rylai's. I actually like that build. You go the Haunting Guys for the Magic Pen. Grabs the Haunting Guys here. Now, I think he'll go Rylai's next. Like this build, because you get the extra penetration, a little bit of health, it's really great. It gives you a nice mid-game spike. Then you transition into the Rylai's. It gives you much better team fighting control. than the Liandry's would. The only problem is this Kha'Zix, man. This Kha'Zix can absolutely shred. I think one of the reasons Malz is so great right now is it forces everybody to QSSs, right? But the game times right now are the shortest ever. They're quick games, they're high tempo, they're quick and done. And getting a QSS, I mean, 1300 gold sync is quite a lot. It's not something you come by early on. The 80 carry usually wants 2 items and then QSS. And by 2 items QSS, the game's usually over, especially in this meta. So I think Malz is really great. Like, I mean, the Kha'Zix get ahead, he's not going to be able to get a QSS. The Orianna can't have a QSS. It's just, it really does limit the enemy's playstyle just by having Malzahar, especially making them force them to buy QSS in the mid to late. A large gold sink. Like, Kalista would normally get a 4th like anyway, but she's forced to get a 3rd here. Ghost in. Wadid. Who's Wadid? I know that name. Wadid. Kianin and Wadid? Is that a bot lane duo? I think maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Ghost in. I mean, you just saw right there the power of Ghost. You have alpha movement speed, just chase them down, get the ult off. The bot lane's transition mid. Usually here you can go into a 1-3-1. Malz goes bot, but he doesn't have the TP now, so I mean 1-3-1 is not really optimal if you don't have the teleport to get back into your team for the fights. Shoves in, might go for this tower. He does have flash up still, so I mean he can overextend if he needs to. Goes to the base. Gold leads at about 1.5k right now. The great thing about Malz, I mean, it's a ticking time bomb. Once you hit those 2-3 items in a team fight, I mean, if you play the team fight right, it's just going to pretty much out damage or out, just offer so much CC, like especially because of the silence, than any other mid laner right now. EW to permashove. He's going to go over and take that blue now. So, good mid laners take all the resource, guys. I'm so sorry for the junglers watching, but there's only one consistent factor in solo queue, and that's yourself. You can only put trust in yourself, so you take all the resource and everything necessary to put yourself in a position to carry. So whenever I'm playing mid lane, I'll take all the jungle I'll take every single resource available to me to increase my golden XP so that I can carry the game. A lot of the times junglers do whine a little bit about this, but I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Crown's hitting about a 10.5 CS, going on to 11 right now per minute, which is just insane. I mean, CS per minute, people don't really realize. I mean, if you're... The difference between like 5 CS per minute and 10 CS per minute and 30-minute game is pretty much a full item in gold. It's actually ridiculous. Large CS leads are more valuable than kills, guys, I guarantee. Unless those kills lead onto objectives, I mean, the CS leads and the XP that it gives is just way more essential. If you can get both, I mean, it's optimal, obviously. Taking those race as well. There's nothing for him to really do on the map, so just take every resource there is. This Kha'Zix is a nuisance, though. Those Voidlands didn't clear. Rip. Making sure to push that Orianna around, keeping mid lane control. Mid lane priority is actually really undervalued. If you have mid priority and you shove it in early, it just gives you better... Your team can move into the river faster, and somebody on the enemy team normally has to match that mid lane wave. So top lane fight breaking out. He has his Ghost available. Should Ghost early, I think. A bit late. Pops it. I mean, this is going to be easy. Yep. Grabs them both. Only 19 minutes. I mean, it's 19 minutes. These games are super high pace. That throw right there, if they can get, say, top lane tower, mid lane or something like that, it's just going to keep opening the game up. Their comp is perfect. Should be able to control tempo, maybe get a Baron in about 21 minutes or so. He knows he took the last rebuff, so he knows this one's up. Clears it out. Maybe move across for the race, we'll see. Just hungry for that resource, man. He is going to have a lot of gold right now. I want to see what he buys. I want to see if he goes for the Rylai's. Like I said. Does grab that Rylai's, exactly. So you just want to go for the... It's for that extra slow during the team fights. He has enough to get both. Fuck, he's ahead. The Rylai's second, well, it's pretty much third, but you just don't finish the Leandries. Is just to make sure in those team fights you have that chase down. That's slow. It's pretty obnoxious. And then the Haunting Guys just gives you a little bit more of a spike in the mid to early game. So that you can kind of 100 to 0 people if you get the right opportunity. Enemy teams throwing a desperate Baron. This shit never works. So he plays it, gets the silence off, repair, the spacing right, make sure they can't really get onto him, but he's just getting everything off, waiting for his cooldowns. Plays it slow, like it's not as though he just rushed into the Baron pit and just tried to fucking kill everything. He got his spells off, ran back out, waited for his cooldowns, and then went back in. Just in and out, getting that perfect spacing so you can get everything off, but they can't touch him. Shoves the mid lane wave. I mean, he doesn't really need to be grouped with his team. He can be up this top lane just shoving in, especially with the Baron buff. No flash, so he has to be a little bit cautious from the respawn. Flips that tower down. Once again with those void leads, guys. Making sure he has max. Always going to be taking this jungle camp. Boost your CS per minute. Ridiculously high. Heads back top. Probably going to go for this inhib. The whole enemy team's committing for bot lane. Even if his team here gets killed, it's actually really not the end of the world because Jace has mid pressure, he has top pressure. If his team all loses but they still get the two towers, it's actually a good trade. It's fine. This opens up the map for the next siege. This team wins it anyway, so they're probably going to close or FF. I think the biggest thing to talk about here, guys, is has Crown even made one mistake during this game? His one death was unavoidable and it was actually a pretty good trade. He went for it without vision. I'd probably 10 out of 10 times he'd still go for that. And the job and committed for it. Other than that, he's literally made 0 mistakes. If you can, I mean, how can you punish a player that makes 0 mistakes? You can't. He plays slow, he plays smart, just slowly taking over the game. It's not a level 1, just go, 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 I'm the king of the world. He literally just plays it slow, plays it smart early, not extending, and just scaling into his power spikes. A lot of players don't play like this. They think, hey, like even when you're smurfing, people like Apto, they play slow, they play smart. You'll see Apto even in bronze games. He's 0-0-0 at like 12 minutes against a bronze player. You think, okay, he should be like 10-0. No, he plays slow, he plays division, he plays to his power spikes, and just make sure he gets there without risking, without putting too much high risk for low reward. He just plays medium risk, medium reward, and just slowly stacks it. Takes over the game. And just bleeds them out, really. So that's it, guys. That's it for the review. I'll be doing another review later in the week. Probably Apto's Twisted Fate. Not going to lie. He's been playing a lot in the preseason, so I'll probably be pumping that out later in the week. If any other players, let me know what you guys think. Who you guys think I should review next. Alright, peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.